I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. 24 and so much more. Live alone in a paradise. It makes me think of two. Love lost at such a cost. Give me things that won't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Old man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. Ah, one look in my eye, you can tell it's true. Lullabies, look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been first, I've been last. I've been first and I've been last. Look at how the time goes past, but I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you. Ah, one look in my eye, you can tell it's true. Oh man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were. My life, I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. That's from Neil Young from the 1972 album Harvest. It was released as a single with a backside with the needle and the damage done. It was written about the caretaker of a Northern California ranch, the Broken Arrow Ranch that you bought, I guess in 1970, yeah. And I did not know this, but, oh, there's someone there. Please do say hello. It was James Taylor plays banjo and sings on it. I did not know that, as does Linda Ronstadt. Don't make my brown eyes, you know? That's great. So that's why the chorus part is so difficult. I think Linda's doing the heavy lifting on there. But anyway, so Neil bought this ranch, and there was these two caretakers who lived there, named Louis and Clara Avila. And one day, Louis brought Neil up to the top of the hill in his old blue Jeep, and there was this big lake on the top of a hill that fed all the pastures. And Louis looks at Neil and says, "Tell me, how did a young man like yourself manage to buy a ranch such as this?" And Neil said, "Oh, I'm just real lucky. I'm real lucky." And then Louis, I guess, responded, "Well, that's the darndest thing I've ever heard." And so then Neil went off and wrote a song about that, about him, for him, about that sentiment. Anyhow, this is apropos because, as you know, and Neil Young, he's Canadian, which might have something to do with this. Because, you know, in the People's Republic of Canada, things are getting a little authoritarian up there these days. So anyway, as a joke, on the old book of faces I wrote, Neil Young to appear on the Joe Rogan podcast, because Neil Young is trying to, what is it, blackmail? Is that what it is? So he's threatening to take all of his music off of Spotify if Spotify doesn't cancel and censor Rogan. When has censorship ever been a good thing? When has it ever been a good thing? Anyhow, so everyone's so all up in arms. They want to get, the corporate media propaganda is threatened because Rogan gets 11 million viewers per episode, and the corporate media, pharmacy-funded propaganda, it gets just a fraction of that. And also, Neil Young, he gets 6 million listens, a little more than 6 million listens a month on Spotify, and Joe gets 200 million. So you do the math. Who's going to get canceled this time? So anyway, good friend of mine responded to that, Paul. I won't be throwing any people under any buses. Rogan's success as a podcaster is impressive, yet he's getting way outside of his lane on Koof. Rogan is not a medical physician, scientist, nor epidemiologist. He has no training in infectious disease research. From a courtroom evidentiary standpoint, Paul is a lawyer, Joe would not meet the expert witness qualifications to testify on a healthcare matter. Great. But what about his guests who are medical physicians, scientists, epidemiologists, infectious disease experts? That's not the point. Joe's not saying anything. He's just asking questions and having conversations. And then my good old pal Dave says Joe, also calls himself an idiot and tells folks not to take his advice. True. Good observation. Then he states his views on a matter. Apparently the problem, Dave opines, is that he is just well-spoken when he talks shit. Now, talking shit is when you're trying to insult people. I think Dave meant to say when he waxes eloquently. So what Joe does is, I've been watching him for years, listening more so, because I listen to him when I'm working. I work in the visual arts. And his information retention is just absolutely incredible, especially for someone who spent the greater part of his youth getting kicked in the head all day long. So thank you, Paul and Dave, for your kind comments and concern. But what was it, Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain? What did he say? He says, if you listen to the media, if you don't read the papers, you're uninformed. But if you do read the papers, you're misinformed. Boom. Still true today. So, bottom line is you cannot trust corporate propaganda. It's garbage. It's fucking garbage. It's paid for. And really, you're talking about Joe spreading misinformation, but it's really these fuckers. They're the most damaging force, I think, in society today. Like they're goading on race riots. They lie. I mean, just straight out. I've observed this with my own eyes, so I'm done with those people. I'd rather get information from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Get it? Okay. What else now? Okay, so I will give you a recommendation for a good, this guy who's a former doctor out of the UK. I suspect his name is Dr. John Campbell. Dr. John Campbell. Dr. John Campbell. And he does these daily COOF analyses of data, and it's really good. It's really good. I mean, it's truth. It's not the corporate propaganda spin. And what else? Oh, Tulsi came out hard against Brandon today, because Brandon, who is not a doctor or a scientist or a physician or even cognizant, I don't think, he just canceled. Okay, I'm gonna have to mumble it, but you know what I mean. Monoclonal antibodies, because apparently they don't work on the Susanna variant, but he's going to kill thousands of Americans. No doubt about it. He's going to kill thousands of Americans, thousands. Okay, with this stupid fucking order. Anyway. Oh man, look at my life, 24 and so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost such a cost. Give me things that won't get lost, like a toy that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Okay, I think I'm over time. Forgot to set my timer. So, much love, bisous, and a bientôt. Fight the power. Fuck the police.